Hello and welcome. My name is Ruta. I am female coach, emotional well-being practitioner, trauma integration specialist, and holistic womb healing enthusiast. And apart from all of those things, I'm also avid lover of astrology and how we can use those cosmic forces to work with and to help with in our lives. So today what I wanted to share with you is how Mercury retrograde can help your healing, specifically emotional healing, spiritual healing, any type of like a energetic healing. It could be to do with the patterns you hold, it could be do with some habits that you have, it could be to do with some things that are still unresolved even though it's been going on for a while. Mercury rules basically information and the channels of new information, especially coming in. So what happens when those energies are in force? New information is not so much coming in, but we have all old information, we have information that we have within us available for us. And like that, you can probably even feel, if you're more sensitive to these energies, that during that time, your kind of like a mind becomes a little bit more quiet. It could be that even your life becomes a bit more quiet. Back in the days, during those times, all the kings, powerful people in the state, they would have, their personal astrologers, and these times would be used to kind of go on holiday, take a rest, and that sort of thing. No new agreements, no new initiatives, no new projects. So that was back in the day. How we can use this, especially for our own personal advancement and emotional healing, is no new information is coming in, is actually perfect for reflection, perfect for reviewing the things that we have inside, perfect for dealing with the information that we already have in ourselves. So anything that is unresolved, anything that is still bothering you, it means it has some energetic charge still left in you. And when that energetic charge gets stuck, we keep on experiencing the same patterns coming in again, like a repeating. So Mercury retrograde is very good because we don't have these kind of like distractions coming in and new information, and we're not jumping like, okay, this is new idea, this is another new idea. It's kind of like a quieting down the time for the mind and all kind of like a communication and business type of activity. So this kind of like a noise that you could imagine that would be related to business like type of life, intelligence, exchange, information coming in is kind of like put on a hold for some time. So we can still think, we can still reflect, we can still create new links and ideas, but most importantly, it's a good time to actually review internal content. So internal content is so if we use it like 3 times per year, I think it happens. If we use to reflect, it would be like, what's been coming up for me in the last month? Or you can even expand the time period and you can think that, what's been bothering me most in the last year? For example, or 2 years or 5 years of my life. What is that one thing that I didn't resolve? What is that one thing that I feel like I'm carrying on with me in my life? Actually, I don't want to have it, but I'm carrying it on. Especially if you feel some sort of pain is to do with unfinished business. Even in the most painful breakups and fallouts, usually there is a time of kind of grieving, time of reflect, time of letting go, and then we kind of move on, we heal. But if you still feel pain for something like that, it could be these things got stuck with you. So I'm gonna share with you few questions that you can ask yourself for internal inquiry, and also excellent process that I'm using on myself and when working with my clients is completion process. Completion process is when you go back into point of trauma and you change circumstances, you change that emotional charge. And also metaphysical anatomy technique. Metaphysical anatomy technique, you don't necessarily need to go back in the memory of the trauma, but we work with the feelings that you have as a result of that trauma and the associations that you made because that happened to you and it still is open and unresolved. So if you want to work on one-to-one or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or go on my website www.ruta.com, and you can find contact forms and my details in there. For the purpose of this last bit in the Mercury retrograde, Mercury is gonna go direct in 2 days. You can use this time still for your own personal inquiry. So the questions that I would like you to ask yourself are these. Have a notebook. This is my notebook. Have a pen and let's go. You can stop the video and write down your answers. So the first question is, what's been bothering me? So something that you might be not obviously kind of like facing, but it's like, okay, this is the theme, this is the feeling, this thing has been bothering me. So what has been bothering me? Second question, what I cannot forgive. So something has happened or something didn't happen and you feel like you're kind of holding on to that. So that means you cannot forgive that circumstance or that event. What I cannot forgive myself for. So this is very good one because it means you are holding on to some energy that you're not letting go and you're blaming yourself, and there is something that you're not cutting yourself slack for. So it's good to review that and introspect. Next question, what is needed to release that? So this question can be used for any of those previous 3 questions. If you felt one of them is particularly stands out for you, then you can focus on only that one question and then ask yourself, kind of like make an inquiry, what is needed for me to release it? And just kind of like a listen. Sometimes you might need apology, sometimes you need to make an amends, sometimes you need to change something, sometimes you need to stop something, sometimes you need to start something, sometimes you need to redo something. And then the final question, master question, is what is I no longer wish to carry with me? So it could be anything. It could be responsibility, it could be guilt, it could be some kind of like a pattern of always, say, not succeeding or failing or self-sabotaging or keep doing the same thing. But I find the most painful things are the ones that we carry, and at some point we just think like, okay, you know what, this I don't want to carry with me anymore. This thing that I'm doing, I want to let go. This circumstance that I'm keep on manifesting, I want to get rid of once and for all. And yes, okay, it sometimes takes a little bit more steps than just decision, but decision is the most important thing because decision equals intention. Once you have a very clear intention, you then can find a way to actually do it. And it's not so much like find methodology 1 or find methodology 2, use one tool or use another tool. Most important is to have this absolute clarity that you no longer want to carry something with you. Once you have that absolute crystal clear clarity, you will be attracting the tools, the teachers, the techniques, or even the circumstances to help you to integrate that. And Mercury retrograde is excellent for this. So we still have a couple of days. Use this, and you can also use it for the coming Mercury retrograde or for any Mercury retrograde. It's excellent time to let go of things. You know, people hate it because there is lots of miscommunication, misunderstanding and things like that, and yes, that can be a problem. But if we understand, okay, this time is actually designated, or you know, you decide, I decide I'm gonna use this time, I decide I'm gonna use this time for self-integration, self-reflection, for reviewing my patterns, for healing, is actually excellent time. I love Mercury retrograde, and I hope you can love it too. So use these tools, use these questions. Inquiry and clarity are the things that are driving the whole process. And once you're gonna start doing it, you're gonna see amazing results. I personally, once again, I just love Mercury retrograde because I like to have this pause. I like to have this kind of like noise being switched on. Once you become more sensitive, you actually start to feel like, oh, suddenly it feels a bit more quiet. Weird. Okay. And that's why, you know, the communication channels are kind of like a little bit jammed and it feels a bit more quiet, but that's actually absolutely wonderful time to do the self-internal reflection, healing, shadow work, and make amends with the past and the patterns that you no longer want to carry with you. So, my name is Ruta. Thank you for watching this. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye.